and the spirit of freedom and your own ideas. God bless the child that's got their own.
I want to go back to Brown versus Board of Education again. Now, you go to an integrated elementary school, which surely is one of the fruits of Brown. Then you go to South Carolina State College, historically black college. What kind of values did you learn at these separate institutions, the integrated school, the all-black South Carolina State College? What did you learn there? I don't mean the reading, writing, arithmetic. What did you learn at these places that has shaped your life?
Well, that's a very good question. Never been asked that before. You know, it actually put in my father's teachings in place that people are the same over. You know, I have to tell you this, it's no secret. I mean, I say it all the time, people think it's crazy. I've never experienced racism, ever. Never been called the N-word, never been denied an opportunity because of what people say, the hue of your skin. You know, when I was in high school, I interacted with people, I networked, we studied together, so much so they elected me as class president, they elected me as student body president by a landslide. I was able to build real relationships. They would come to my home to study, I would go to their homes. So my father's vision for us early on, before I ever had this experience, came to life. It came to life. Now, of course, there are bad people, but I had a wonderful experience because our high school was probably 50-50. 50% white, 50% black. But all the things that we talked about, how people say they were spat on, and the kinds of things that would happen, you were not invited to do this. My father says the greatest weapon in breaking down any barrier is the human heart, how you feel about yourself. And my father taught us to have a lot of pride and a lot of self-confidence. Now you flip that to my college experience. It also goes to tell you what my father said about just because someone looks like you doesn't mean they share your value system or they want what's best for you. I remember, I think this is a pretty good story. I remember when I was in college, my parents and I reached a pact that as long as I maintained a 3.3 grade point average, I would never have to work a job on college campus, and that they would pay my education out of their pockets. Unfortunately, my parents paid cash money for my education for all 4 years, but I had to maintain a 3.0. So I remember my rising junior year in college, I had become pretty bored with academics. I just got tired of studying. It was just no longer no fun. And so I said to my father, I always had to negotiate with him. I said, you know what, we need to do something else here. I want to run for office. I want to run for student body president. I want to make history. I want to be the first rising junior to ever win this student body presidency at the school. He said, boy, you're going to have a tough time. He said, you're a Republican. He said, I want to tell you something. You're about to have an experience you've never had. I said, oh, no. I said, I think I'll do well. And so I'll never forget when I announced that I was going to run, one of the deans, I'm not going to call his name, God bless his soul, he's no longer with us, called me into his office and said, I hear you're thinking about running for student body president. I said, yep, I'm thinking about running. Talked to my parents about it. They think it's a good idea. He said, well, you know, I'm your friend and I have been your advisor since you've been here, and I think you're quite capable, but we don't think you should run. And I said, why don't you think I can run? He said, well, we think you're a little too dark.
No, really?
Yes, that's what he said. That's what this dude said to me. But see, the good thing about it is my father didn't want me to run in the first place. And I said, I could not believe it. Because you know, at South Carolina State, you had to submit a photo at a certain period to get into the university. Absolutely. God told me I was too dark. Oh, I said, oh, God, Daddy will get a kick out of this. So I called my father. I said, you will not believe this. This dude said to me that I was too dark to run for student body president. He said, you got to run. Why did I tell you that? Ignorance. So my father financed the campaign. They came down and helped me campaign. And I won by 64 votes. So it was just sort of the reverse of it. But still, the majority of the kids voted me in. They voted me in for a second term by a landslide, and I still saw the good there. But see, it can come from anywhere. Now, what if someone white had said that to me? It would have been racism, right?
Sure.
But my father's attitude is all the same. It's denying you an opportunity.
Well, it's really some kind of racism in both instances.
Yes.
You know, the dean says it to you and some white guy says it to you. It's the same thing.
Yeah, so I guess when we live in a society today that blacks cannot be racist because they have no power. I mean, you can have power when you influence people. Yeah. If I go to you for advice and I'm asking you to give me the best advice because you have my best interest in heart, why would you give me advice that I'm gonna suffer from in the long run? Yeah, so racism can take many forms. So yes, I guess that was racism.
And the dean had power.
Oh, he had power, but he didn't have power with me because I was weak-minded. I had a father. What if I had not had a father? If I had just had a mother in the household and I had no strong male figure in my life, there's no telling what kind of turn I would. But that motivated me. I was excited, and we won. And he apologized.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Well, at least he was big enough to apologize.
Yes, he did apologize.
Now, this next question, I think I know the answer to already.